Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Shoaib. Welcome back. Today, in this video, we will cover one of the most important concept in the WinCC OA. What is data point? In many SCADA system, devices are models using flat IO list. That mean each process variables like start command, speed, or alarm is mapped as a separate tag. In flat IO list having some problems, it become confusing when signal are scattered across list, is rigid and hard to maintain, and it take extra effort to keep everything organized. WinCC OA take a different approach. Instead of flat tag lists, it use a data point. A data point is a structured device-oriented data object that represent a real device like a motor, wall, or sensors. It keeps all related information together in one clear structure. So let's understand one of the practical example, like if we have a one of the motor. So for example, we have a we'll understand this data point concept, how it's work in the WinCC OA. But before that, to understand the data point, first we have to understand like how one of the motor objects and how what all the components inside the motor objects. So for example, we have a motor, one of the motor, and we have a feedback related to motor. Like we have a in the feedback we have like auto signal, like manual signal, run, or trip. This all the digital input signal. Now the feedback, we also have some analog signal. For example, we have a speed, motor running speed, then the motor temperature. So this all the digital input feedback signal we have is relevant to motor. So we also have some signal related to commands like digital output command and the analog output set points. So for example, in the mode, we have the start mode, that is digital command, and we have stop mode, that also digital command. We have the some analog also set points, like we have a speed reference set point. So one of the motor, we have this all of the different types of signals usually whenever we are going to integrate any of the motor with the SCADA system. So these are the few of the tags that we are usually using. It can be increased and can be reduced. It depends on your projects. So before starting of the data point, to create a data point, you must should organize your tags. You must should know, okay, how much, what all the tags you have for the feedbacks or the inputs, and what all the tags you have for the commands. So like that, you have to organize your all of the sketch. Now in the data point, the main important part is a data point type that we call DPT. This is a template or class, and it's define the structure. So here we have a motor, that is our data type, data point type, and in below of the data point type we have the structure, like this is our main template, and in below of the main template we have the structure. Similar manner, in the below of the structure, we have the data point elements. These all the data point elements having the attribute or signal such as on off, speed, current, or alarms. Here you can see below we have this all different types of elements that like boolean or float or integer, whatever our signal in available in the field. So let's summarize, like in the data point, when we are going to configure data point in the WinCC OA, first we have to configure the data point type. That is our main template. After creating a data point type, then you have to create the structure nodes, like what all the structure, how, like I have the digital input, and then like input and output. In the below of the input, like I have digital and analog. Similar manner, the output, I have the digital output and the analog output. So you have to, like, or first, before starting data point object, you have to create a structure, and you have to understand okay, what all the signal come under digital input, digital output, analog input, and analog output. So we create, using the data point, first we create a data point type or template, and then we will create a data point instance. That instance we will use in all our SCADA and graphics. So let's create a data point in the WinCC. So let's understand how we can create a data point in the Siemens WinCC A, how we can do that configuration. We'll open the graphic editor and then come here in the system management or here in the para. So once the para is a parameterization, once you open this para, here you can configure your data points. Here some of the data points is already configured. So I will suggest do not delete any of the data points, as it's already using for internally. So we'll create here our new data point first type or template. To create a data point template, you have to right click here and create a data point type. So it means that is the data point type or the data point template. Click it. For example, I will write the name of my type or template is a motor. Now right click here, add a node, and I will write like the feedback. Now I will create a structure, add node, and write the command. Then inside the feedback, I have two more status and value. Okay. Similar manner in the commands, I have modes and set point. Okay. Now in the status, I will add a node and I will write my data point element name, that is a auto. Similar manner, manual and run and trip. Now I will configure as a data point element. To configure data point element, right click, element type, and I will configure as a boolean. Similar manner for the other. right click, element type, and then configure as a boolean. This all my digital input signals. Now for the analog input signal, I will add one more node and speed and temperature. And this data point element, to configure as a data point element, right click, element type. Here you can configure either integer or floats. It's up to you. For example, I will configure as an integer. Temp also I will configure as an integer. Now this is my analog configured. Now I will go for from the output, right click, add a node. This is my start command, and this is a stop command. Right click, element type as a boolean. Here also right click and element type as a boolean. Similar manner, set point, right click, add a node, and the speed reference, and I will okay, right click, element, and the int. Okay, so this element type, data point type, we configure it here. Like we configure this structure first, and inside the structure we put the data point elements. Okay, now we will click OK to save this data type. Click OK. Once you click OK, here you can find your data point. Here you can find your data point type or the template, and here you can find the detail. Right now, if I will expand this, I don't have any data point instance right now. So to now I already created a data point template. Now I will create an instance from this data type template. So right click and over the motor and create a data point. So for example, I write motor 001, click OK. So now if I will expand it, here you can find the motor type instance, and this instance, whatever uh, value, whatever the tags I configure in my template, all of tag is available inside. Here you can see this all tags is available in my template. So for example, this I create just one of the instance from my template. If you want to create multiple instance, you have to right click, create a multi data point. For example, I want to start my instance, for example, starting M, and I want to start from 2 to 5, and here you can find you can see what the name will be appear. So I want like M002, so I will increase their digits. So now M002 to M005, 4 of my data point instance it will create it. Click OK, then yes. So here you can find in one click you can create all of these instance. So Alhamdulillah, we learn in this tutorial video how we can create a data point in the WinCC OA. The data point is a digital twin of the real devices. It's structured, reusable, and keep your project clean and easy to manage. After creating a data point, some of the feature will come in your project, like the consistency, scalability, object oriented, and reusability. So if you define so after creating a data point, the consistency will come in your project. you will define once and use many time, like whatever your motor structure have. Here, as you can see, we create once our template, and after that we use many time in our project. So then the scalability feature also come in your project. If you add a new attribute into the data point type, all instance automatically inherit it. If you modify anything in your motor, this motor data point template or type, so whatever you will modify, it will inherit in all of the that modification will reflect all of the your instance. You no need to go one by one instance and you have to modify the tag. The device are molded as a real world object, not just like flat tag list. So it's like create a object oriented functionality in the your project. So then it will also reusability feature also bring in your project, like our panels, script, and logic can be written once and apply to all of the similar devices. So thanks for watching this video.